Can you see me? Why? Why is it not working? Oh, someone says it's working for them. That's good. Yay, it's working. Yay! Hurrah! That's good. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Everyone can see me. It's all fine. Can you see me?
No.
You're sat in the room with me. It's fine. Yay! Got it working. And hopefully this is now working on YouTube on my second channel. Yay! It's working on my second channel as well. I'm a technological whiz. Is that the word? Yes. Yes. Okay. Right. So.
It's good lag as well.
Well, that's good. Okay, right. I'm gonna tweet about the fact that I'm here. If Twitter lets me. Start sending me questions in the meantime, because I'm planning to answer them. Is that the old live? Oh no, it's 2 minutes ago. Okay, good. We're all good. We're all good. Yay! I'm excited. The only YOUNOW shows that I've ever done were like, in fact I can tell you exactly when they were. It was 284 days ago, which is what? Are you listening to me on there?
Yeah.
You weirdo! I'm sat in the room. Why are you doing that?
I'm just looking at the lag.
All right. Yeah, 280. Oh, thanks for the applause, Bubba. You could have just done that real time.
Pleasure.
Yeah, 284 days ago, I did a live stream with my friends Scott and Molly in Nottingham, which was only our second venue on the Chitty tour. So, is my cardigan around? I'm kind of chilly. It's not, is it? No. All right, never mind. That's disappointing. Should have planned that. I am currently. Do you guys have crowns next to your names because you're the people who have, like, applauded?
No, I think it's to do with levels.
Oh. You got a bunch of crowns next to your name?
No, I think it's to do with levels.
Oh, that's really cool.
I'm not sure.
Look at me getting all excited about YOUNOW. Thank you, Harriet S, for the applause. That's nice. What was I saying? What was I just saying? Can't remember. Someone says they can't hear me. Can everyone hear me? Thank you, Eve Claw. Can everyone hear me? Yeah? Okay, good. You can hear me. That's fine. Good. I am currently in the midst of, thank you, Zoe C, replying to letters that I've been given at stage door. There are many letters. I shall show you. Right. Oh, God. This is currently my box of letters from, they're all falling out, from stage door and my P.O. box from like 3 years ago? No, 4 years ago, 2013. Oh dear. So I sincerely apologise if you've ever given me a letter at stage door or at sent it to my P.O. box from years ago. P.O. box is now closed, but I'm still getting round to replying to them all. And I've got a bunch of. Let me show you. I'm just excited to show everyone everything in like real time, because usually I'm very reluctant to upload videos that are like more than 5 or 6 minutes. I don't know why. I'm getting past that because most of my Disney videos are like between 10 and 30 minutes. But now that you guys are just here like real time for the next hour and maybe a bit more than an hour, because let's be honest, I'm very excited about this and we'll probably be here for a little bit more than an hour. But anyway, I have all these postcards. I have I have Disney postcards, of course, which is the art of Disney, but I'm really running low on them. I've only got a few left. And I have Bibliophilia postcards, which have like quotes. Oh, there's a couple of Disney ones in here as well. It's a nice little tangled one. Look at that. They've got quotes from books and like really nice black and white artwork. And then the ones that I'm kind of obsessed with at the moment are my Alice in Wonderland ones. And I just get these from Waterstones. I think they're £15 for 100 postcards, which I think is pretty good. So yeah, I'm just replying to Caitlin and Sophia Looney. Looney is an amazing last name. But they are from the USA. And see, I don't understand postage rules, because they've put postcard stamps on these because they're like special postcard stamps, and it's an international postcard stamp. And I mean, this isn't much bigger than a postcard, but it is technically a letter. So is that stamp going to reach them? I don't know. I'm going to give it my best shot and see what happens, but it might not work. I also, see, this is where I get cringy. This is where I wonder if it's, I mean, so I get like half of people want like a reply, like they ask a question and want an answer to that question. The other half, which are sort of like the more theatre side of things, want signed photographs, because that's like a real classic theatre thing, to write to someone who's in the theatre and ask for a signed photo, whereas the YouTube side of things is much more like personal, and they write heartfelt letters and, you know, like say nice things and ask questions and want like a personal response. So I have just this massive like thick like wodge of very, very old signed photos, and I've just been putting them in the letters as well, just in case that's like what someone wants. Thank you very much for the applause. Grr 19970. So yeah, I just include them like just in case. But I also feel like I'm being a bit like, here, have a signed photo of my face. But I don't know. Is it a nice thing? I don't know. Am I being a narcissistic twerp? I don't know. Let's see what people say. I've timed this really badly because I slightly need a wee, but let's persevere. It's fine. I have a text message from my... Oh, that's my face. Dear. I'll reply to that in a minute. How are we all doing? Thank you, it's Leah for the applause. That's well nice. Right. Okay. What are you eating? We're going to have dinner in a bit.
What?
We're going to have dinner in a bit. What are you eating? Cornflakes. Pablo, could you get my cardigan for me? Love you so much. It's in the other room.
This one?
No, my grey one. Oh dear, love him. I really enjoy the days that I have. Thank you, Anna Catriona, for the applause. I really enjoy the days that I have to essentially do nothing, but I never just do nothing. Love you, you're the best. Thank you. I just burped. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Marwa 2007 Amadi. Did I pronounce that right? Oh, and Tom Flaxman 29519. Oh my goodness, you're all so nice. Yeah, I love the days that I have to do essentially nothing, but I never just do nothing. I always sit and reply to letters, and I find it like really therapeutic just to sort of sit and open a letter, read a letter, reply to a letter. Thank you very much, Cara, I think it was, and Beth Laurie 71. Very nice of you. Yeah, I find it really therapeutic to just sit and do that. Can we see a letter? What, a letter that someone sent me, or ones that I send other people? I don't know. Yes?
I'm going to go in the other room.
Oh, am I annoying you? I'm so sorry.
There's just a lot of people here, and I'm very shy.
Oh, right.
No, I'm going to go. What time do you want dinner? What time do you want me to start getting dinner ready?
I'll probably be done I'll be done in about an hour.
Okay. So
around 8? So dinner at around 8?
Round 8.
Round 8?
Round 8. Yes, right.
So far I've asked you to get my cardigan and now you're talking about making dinner. It's going to sound like you're my like manservant.
Yeah. International Women's Day. Well, funny. I do everything.
You do. I cooked dinner last night. That's the only reason you're cooking dinner tonight.
I'm kidding. She's amazing. Hey everybody, but bye everybody. As
This
brief
is
as
Pete.
it was.
If you don't know, this is Pete, my manservant. This is Pete, my boyfriend.
Pretty much. Okay, have a good show, sweetheart.
Love you.
Bye. Bye everybody.
This lamp's really bright, but the only way to properly light my face. Okay, right. How we doing? Edmund Bleakley has just said, thank you for making me smile. That's sweet. You're welcome. Elisa R, thank you. Elisa. Thank you very much, either way. I'm very, very appreciative. Right. There's 278 people here. That's a lot of people. Pulled is an amazing audition song. So I had an audition the other day. Probably shouldn't tell you what it's for. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are on that kind of thing. I don't like telling people before I have an audition. Thank you very much, Nikit101. Nikit101. I'm so bad at figuring out people's like pronunciations of names. I don't like telling people before I'm going to an audition. An audition. Because I end up getting really nervous. I end up being terrified because I know if I tweeted being like, I've got an audition for such and such a thing today. Number one, I don't think that's massively professional of me to just announce that a certain show's casting for something. But also, I know that I'd end up getting, because you guys are so nice. Thank you very much, Neve Unicorns. I'd end up getting really nervous because you guys would be really, really lovely and send me like a flurry of tweets being like, good luck, hope it goes well. And then in like a couple of weeks' time, everyone would be like, so you didn't get that thing then, did you? Because you've not talked about it. And it'd be really embarrassing and awful. But I had an audition the other day. I'm fine telling you I had an audition. And basically this is stemmed from someone asking if Pulled is a good audition song. I have 2 songs. I have about 5 songs that I know really, really well, and they're songs that sort of show off my range. So they're like belty songs, or they've got like some soprano bits and some belty bits, blah, 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 blah. And I will try and sing those 5 songs, like one of those 5 songs, for every single audition I go to, just to avoid learning new songs, and Pulled is one of them. Like, I've been singing Pulled in auditions since I was asked to do the concert for Andrew Lipper years ago, because it's just one of those songs that I know really, really well, and it's like a big belty song, and it's like very characterful and playful, so you've got like loads of it's a good sort of show-off song, because you can go in and you can play Wednesday, like no matter what the part is you're going for. If you're going for a part that sort of warrants taking in the song Pulled, chances are you can go into the audition. Thank you, Bailey144. Chances are you can go into the audition and act the song like Wednesday, and it will be really impressive because she's such a wild character. It sort of shows that you're willing to maybe look a bit silly or act a bit crazy. Someone said asked Pulled. Pulled is a song from a show called The Addams Family, and Wednesday sings it, and it's a great, great song. But yeah, the songs that I took in for my audition the other day, we were asked for 2 songs, and I took in Pulled and The Wizard and I, and had to sing The Wizard and I. So that was fun. Thank you very, very Betsy L. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh dear. Good monologues for auditions. I have yet to be asked to do a monologue in an audition. Because everything that I've auditioned for has either been a musical, in which case the first thing they ask you to do is sing, and then as you get further and further down the line, they ask you to do scenes that are from the show you're going for. And if it's not been a musical, they've just sent material, which is like, you know, scenes from the show or the TV series or whatever. So I've never had to do a monologue. I did as a child, but me telling you what I did as a kid is telling you that I read The Owl and the Pussycat, so that doesn't really help anyone. Shakespeare's always like a good, like a safe space, but then again, I think, you know, thank you very much, Maggie Schofield. I guess everyone kind of goes for Shakespeare. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a monologue at some point from Audition, so I'm gonna have to figure it out. I have read A Little in Love, because it's a book about Eponine and written by a woman called Susan Fletcher, which is just one of the biggest coincidences of my life. So yeah, I read that when I was playing Eponine, which was like really cool. It was really fun to see someone's like interpretation of Eponine's story. It was really cool. Oh goodness, this chat's going really fast, and someone just asked a good page number for a chapter in a book in Word document. I don't know what that means. Are you talking about like word count, like how long should a book be, or like how many pages should it be? The average novel is between 70 and 90,000 words. I read a really interesting article the other day that said these days, because of people's attention spans, shorter books are better, but at the same time, you need to have enough words and enough chapters to, you know, have a substantial story. Because sometimes less words means the characters aren't filled out enough, or the story's got plot holes that could be filled in. But then again, that's what an editor's for. Thank you very much, Nina Catherine. Yeah, that's what an editor's there to sort of say, that bit doesn't make as much sense as it could be, you need to expand on that, or cut this whole page because it doesn't move the story along. There's like a really interesting thing that people have been saying recently with the whole Zoe Sugg ghostwriter thing. Lots of people sort of, as soon as they find out that a YouTuber in particular, because YouTubers are under scrutiny, YouTube authors are under scrutiny, because of the whole Zoe Sugg scandal thing, which I kind of think is ridiculous anyway, because ghostwriters have been a thing since the dawn of time for all celebrities and all authors. So, you know, I get that it was sort of gone about the wrong way, but what's done is done, whatever. But I find it very interesting because there's ghostwriters and then there's editors, and there's like some very interesting comments that I've seen where people are like, oh, well, if you've got an editor, then you clearly haven't written your book. And I'm like, no, that's not what an editor is. Thank you very much, Joe H. I'm like, that's not what an editor is. That's a very different thing. An editor's, like, every author has an editor, because an editor's there to read through your work and find things that you've overlooked. Like, sometimes you get attached to certain words and end up using that word like 3 times on one page and you've just not noticed. Or because say you write like 300 words and then you go away and come back, and then instead of reading what you've just done, you just start writing from the same place. You might have repeated yourself or said something, said something more than once, which is obviously unnecessary, and you've not realised because you've not read your work back. And so when you send it off to your editor just highlights it and says like, find something else, instead of saying the same thing twice. So yeah, and that's the point where I'm at with my book at the moment. My editor currently has my next book, and she's going through everything. It gives me like heart palpitations just thinking about it, that someone else has my baby. I feel like I'm just sat here chatting. And, well, I mean, that's the point of a live show, but I feel like I'm ignoring all your questions, because as soon as someone asks me a question and I'm like, I want to talk about that, I'll suddenly get really excited. Thank you very much, but it might be Jade. You were on Pete's thing the other day. Thank you very much. And Drops of Anna. Thank you very much. You're all very, very kind. Let us see. Oh, God, this chat's going really fast. Thank you, Beth M. Right. Oh, the chat's going so fast. Let's go over to YouTube, because I have yet to do that. I'm going to have to mute myself, though. Do I have a chat on... Is there a chat on this? Oh, maybe I haven't... Oh, no, there is. There is. Hi. How do I make the chat big? Pop-out chat. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. Would you rather be Moana or Pocahontas? That is a really good question, because I love Pocahontas. Pocahontas is like the princess that I loved so much as a child. Oh, I just love Pocahontas so much. But then Moana is pretty badass. That's a really good question. Maybe Moana. I don't know. I love Anastasia, but Anastasia isn't Disney, and so many people think she is. Anastasia is Warner Brothers, I believe. But I love Anastasia, and ever since Anastasia, because of Bartok, I've been obsessed with bats. And then weirdly, when I checked my Patronus on Pottermore, my Patronus is a bat. Something about them. Something about bats. Carrie, when you get married, will you keep your surname or take your partner's name? Interesting question. Carrie Hope Fletcher will always be my stage name, whether I legally take my husband. Well, I mean, I'm hoping that my husband's going to be Pete. We've been together for like almost 3 years now, so fingers crossed, one day, who knows? That's a very dangerous thing to say, isn't it, when on YOUNOW in front of 300 people who might get very excited by that. But yeah, I don't know. I think Pete's probably more inclined to take my name, because Fletcher's such a lucky name. But no, Carrie Hope Fletcher will always be my stage name. And I like the idea of taking my husband's name. But I'm just really attached to Fletcher. And if Pete wants to be a Fletcher, he's more than welcome to, because that saves me a lot of trouble. So, I don't think I'd want to hyphenate our surnames, because our surnames are both quite, well, they're not long, but Fletcher Bucknell, Bucknell Fletcher. It's just a bit of a mouthful. Thank you very much, it might be Jade. I have done archery, not like properly, but when I went to Edinburgh for some promotion for the film Brave, we did caber tossing, we did archery, we did haggis tasting, we did, what's the other thing? There was something else. Oh, Highland dancing. I was awful at caber tossing, like absolute. I was like really confident. I was like, no, I can do this. I can absolutely do this. I was shocking, absolutely shocking. But archery I really enjoyed. Archery I wasn't too bad at. It's in a video somewhere, but I think I privated the video because a certain someone was in it that I didn't really want to be promoting. Thank you very much, GR19970. Thank you very much, Holly Newman. I feel like I can't say anything today, like my mouth like that. Favourite character you've ever played? I haven't played many. I loved playing Beth in War of the Worlds. She was pretty awesome, and I didn't get to play her for very long because it was just a tour, so it was like a month, and that was rehearsals and doing the performances. So I didn't really have enough time with her, I feel like. But her costumes were amazing. The cast was incredible. I was only in the second act, so it's fun. Sort of, I don't know. I love being in shows like Les Mis, where you're constantly on stage, even when you're not playing the part that you're playing. Like you're in the ensemble as well as playing the principal role, so you kind of rarely leave the stage unless you die in the show. But it was fun. I did War of the Worlds halfway through my time in Les Mis. I was given 6 weeks out to go and do War of the Worlds, so it was really fun going from like one extreme to the other, where I was constantly on stage, to having like one song in the second act and then coming back for the finale. It was really interesting. I'm a writer. Are you sad Emma Blackery went to Disney without you? Did she go to the actual parks? Because I know she went to Disney Springs, which you don't need to pay to get into. That's literally like a very classy outdoor shopping mall. And one side has like shops and stuff, and the other side has bars and restaurants and a bowling alley. And she posted a picture of her at the bar having a drink, and I texted her being like, I know exactly where you are. You were sat at the bar in Splitsville, Disney Springs. And she was like, yeah. So, and we had a chat for ages, because she was like, where's the Sephora? I don't know how to get there. So I gave her instructions on how to get there from Splitsville. So I don't think she went into the parks. I did ask her if she was going to, and she said no. But I mean, I'm just going to have to go there with her. Is it this coming Monday that you start rehearsals for Addams Family? It is. I start rehearsals for Addams Family on Monday, and I am so excited. So excited. I just cannot wait. I've got to that point now where I'm having trouble getting to sleep because I'm so excited about it. Oh man, everyone's like sending me little messages, but I don't know where they go. What's happening? I don't know what that is. Oh, never mind. Thank you, Rachel B. That's really nice of you. I just poked myself in the nose. Smart. Oh, we're trending. That's cool. That's fun. Right, can someone explain to me what it means when it says trending now, and then it says 1.1k next to my name? What does the 1.1k mean? Because it says there's currently 332 people watching and 4,695 likes. But what does the 1.1k mean? Is that the amount of people that have like clicked on this link to come and watch? I don't know. I can't figure it out. But it's really cool that we're trending. That's awesome. Let's go back over to YouTube. What's happening over here? Oh, God. Did something. Do you or Pete cook more? I usually cook more, but that's only because I really enjoy cooking. It's because in fact, that's a total lie. I cook more because I don't like washing up. So if I say, oh, I'm going to cook, that means Pete has to wash up, and I don't like washing up. So that is my my fiendish plan. But I do enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking more than I enjoy washing up. So if I cook, Pete washes up, and that's the deal we have. So, but Pete does cook sometimes. Pete will cook tonight. Because what was the reason? It's because Pete was doing something yesterday, so like the option for him to cook wasn't there. Like I essentially had to cook because he was doing something. I can't remember what he was doing though. He was busy. Or he said he wanted to cook and then I took over because I'd done whatever I was doing yesterday. I'm rambling now about stuff that doesn't really even matter. But then again, that's kind of what this live show is, because none of what I'm talking about matters. I'm just doing this for the lols. Fellow YOUNOW partner is here. That's cool. Hi. Hello. Thank you very much, Imani Jade. That's very sweet of you for that applause. It's really weird, like, to have an applause, like, during a live show. But, like, can you imagine if, like, you guys were here and just halfway through a sentence, just for no reason? That'd be slightly weird. Pete and I have been planning on covering 17 from Heathers for so long, and we've just not got round to it. We're definitely going to, but It's a matter of when. How do I convince people that I'm not... Wait, it's gone. That I'm not throwing away my education due to do a musical theatre career? It's difficult because I know that feeling. I know when people are like, oh, well, it's not a stable career, like, blah, 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 blah. How are you going to make money? Blah, 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 blah. The thing is, it's not a stable career. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Unless you are like, you get that lucky break and like, you know, you get that big job that means you become an established musical theatre performer, it's not a stable career. And even then, there are people who work in the West End who I'm friends with, people who, you know, have been in the big shows like Wicked and Les Mis and Mamma Mia and Phantom of the Opera, and they work other jobs at the same time because the pay is really not that great. Especially if you're in the ensemble, you get paid like the equity minimum wage, which when you have to travel into London or move into London because of the show, it's so expensive and you end up spending more than you make. So people have to get second jobs, which is really, really difficult. So, you know, people like think that the West End is like really well paid and really, really glamorous. And sometimes it's really freaking hard. So, I understand what people say when they say it's not a stable career, because I 100% agree. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. It just means that you're going to have to work very, very hard and you're going to potentially have to take on other jobs. But if it's what you really want to do and you will be happier, like, grafting to be a musical theatre performer than, you know, working at, I don't know, an office job or, I don't know, doing something that you know you wouldn't enjoy. If you'd be happier like taking that rejection and having to work other jobs to make your dream of musical theatre happen, then do it. Like, there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't. No reason why you shouldn't. If you want to do it, do it. And if you want to set yourself a time limit, like I know a lot of people who have said if it doesn't happen by the time that I'm 30, if I don't get a job in musical theatre by the time I'm 30 or by the time I'm 40 or, you know, whatever, then set a time limit if, you know, if you don't want to be doing it for the whole of your life. But nothing's ever going to come of you giving up. That's the way I've always seen it. Like, as soon as you say, okay, that's it, it's never going to happen. So I've always had the mindset of you might as well just keep pushing. And I've been extremely, extremely lucky with the way that things have gone for me because I didn't go to drama school. I left school when I was 16 or 17. I did my GCSEs. And then I did a month of college and then left because me and my brother were writing a musical and it started to go very, very well because my brother's, for those of you that don't know, my brother's in a band that is very successful, and we got Universal Records to, like, they were interested in signing the soundtrack, so they signed the soundtrack, and then we spent 5 years pitching it to TV and film companies because we wanted it to be a musical film or like a musical TV series, and it's still in the making. It will see the light of day eventually one day, but it is still in the making. But when I was 19, the producer that we had on board said that he really liked my voice and my talent. It sounds really seedy when I say it like that way, like my talent. No, I don't mean that. He thought I had potential as an actress, and because when we were doing all the workshops and stuff in the musical, I stood in for the female parts. I have an email. I stood in for the female characters, so he heard me sing and watched me act and do the scenes hundreds of times, and he said if I ever wanted to get back into acting, then he'd be more than willing to help. And so I said, that would be great. And so he set up a bunch of meetings with a bunch of different agencies, and one of them was Curtis Brown. And originally they said no, because they thought I'd be a better presenter. And I was like, presenting terrifies me, please don't make me do that. And they said they'd call if anything came up, and I was like, well, that's a no. And then that was in November of 2012, and then March 2013, I got a call to say, is that right? Yeah, 2013, I got a call to say that there's a musical movie that they didn't have anyone really that was suitable to send up for it, so would I go up for it on their behalf, and based on the feedback they'd reconsider their offer to take me on. And I didn't get it, but it went really well, and they took me on, and then 2 months later I auditioned for Eponine and got the job, and I've not looked back. So that's my story. Thank you for the applause. It's Leah. That's very sweet of you. Tips for auditions. Be prepared. Be as prepared as you possibly can. As soon as you get the material that they want you to do, as soon as you've decided on a song that you've got to sing, as soon as you've decided on a monologue or a scene or whatever, learn it off by heart. Learn it backwards, learn it back to front, learn it inside out. Know your stuff before you go in. Because mainly just for your own peace of mind, because there's nothing worse than going in and thinking, oh my god, I'm going to forget these words. That's the reason I said at the beginning of this live stream, or half an hour ago, that I always try and pick the same 5 songs, like one of the same 5 songs every time, because I need to go into that audition not worrying that I'm going to forget the lyrics, because I will worry about the audition as a whole anyway. So the last thing I need is to worry about forgetting my words. So I need to go into that audition knowing exactly what I'm doing. The other thing is make sure you know who's going to be in the room before you go in, because there have been several times when I've forgotten to do that and walked in and there's about 15 people sat on the judging panel, and it's the most daunting feeling to walk into the room and seeing that many faces, and you're like, I didn't count on auditioning in front of this many people, and it's absolutely terrifying. So make sure you ask your agent or ask whoever's sent you up for this audition who's going to be in the room. And I always find talking to people before you go in who are sat in the audition room, that are sat waiting to go into the audition, who are also auditioning. Chatting to them always really helps me. Thank you very much, Maisie Jane. It always really helps me because I calm down when I know that other people are just as nervous as I am, which everyone always is. It's so rare that you find someone who's like, yeah, I got this, it's absolutely fine. It's so rare that you find someone that confident and that cocky. So I always end up chatting to people outside because it makes me feel better. And usually makes them feel better. So it's a win-win. It's great. Hi.
Hi.
You alright?
Yeah.
Can you do me a favour?
Oh god, another one.
Can you just keep them entertained for a second while I go for a wee?
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm handing over to Pete because I really need a wee. Bye.
I only came in here to get my jam.
Thank you, I love you.
Strawberry jam, strawberry conserve, Tesco finest. This is the hashtag ad portion of the live stream. I'm kidding, we're not sponsored by Tesco finest strawberry jam. It'd be cool if we were though. That'd be great. Hey everybody, how's it going? This is good lighting. You're having fun with Carrie. Carrie's first live stream on her own? I think it is. Hello, hello. Hello from the outside. How's it going? I'm not going to get into too deep conversations because she'll be back in a second. Do a cover from the Goofy movie. God, I would love to. On the open road.
You can go now.
Okay, that'll be it. Okay, bye guys. Be very quick. Be very quick. Have a lovely time.
And you got jam in the end.
I did. Pete's jams.
Get out.
Hi.
Love you. Hi, I'm back. What did he say? Has he corrupted you? Oh, the chat's going mad. How did you meet Dale Hodge? He's amazing as Frankie in Jersey Boys. He is amazing as Frankie in Jersey Boys. I went to see Jersey Boys for the first time the other day, and he was on as Frankie. That's why I went. And I know Dale Hodge. Me and Hodge have been friends for 15 years now. I think he might be one of my oldest friends. We met in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang when I was a child. I played Jemima and he was one of the sewer children. And we have been friends ever since then. And yeah, he was phenomenal as Frankie. And he looked like he was having so much fun. So that was really fun to watch. I haven't properly listened to Dear Evan Hansen yet. I know I really need to. Thank you very much, Kira. Kira? Yeah, Kira. Who are you looking forward to working with in the Addams Family? I'm looking forward to working with everyone. I know that's such like a cop-out answer, but I am. I'm looking forward to working with Scott again. Scott played one of the spies, Goran, in Chitty, and he's one of my favourite people on the planet, Scott Page. So he's in the show. Very excited about that. And I'm looking forward to working with Samantha Womack, because years ago the Fletcher family and the Womack family were against each other in Celebrity Family Fortunes. So it was my brother's family and Samantha Womack's family. And now we're mother and daughter. She's playing Morticia and I'm playing Wednesday. So that's going to be really fun to work with her. And she's super nice. I'm looking forward to working with Les Dennis. Been a fan of, weirdly, me and Samantha met on Family Fortunes, and Les Dennis used to host Family Fortunes. He didn't host it when we were on it, but that's a weird connection. And Cameron Blakely, who played Thénardier, he played my dad in Les Mis, and now he's playing my dad in Addams Family. So, another weird thing. Someone's saying there's a typo. No, Addams Family is spelled A-D-D-A-M-S, because it's a last name as opposed to a first name, whereas if it was a first name, it would be one D. But Addams Family is A-D-D-A-M-S. And who else am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to working with Oliver Ormson, because he is playing Wednesday's boyfriend, and I've read the script, and they are pretty much on stage together for most of it because they are getting married. Like, that's the whole storyline. This storyline is Wednesday is getting married to a boy from a very, very normal family. So me and Oliver are going to be on stage quite a bit together. So yeah, I'm looking forward to working with him, because it's always fun when you've got like a partner in crime in the show, when you've got someone who you're essentially like paired with, because you're playing brother and sister, you're playing husband and wife, you're playing girlfriend and boyfriend, or, it's always fun. So that's going to be a giggle. Wednesday's she's not the lead. I think Gomez and Morticia would be categorised, couldn't think of the word then, categorised as the leads. But the story wouldn't happen unless Wednesday was there, because the story is that Wednesday is now 18 years old and she's sort of become a woman, and she has found a boyfriend who she wants to marry, but he's from a very, very normal family. So the show's about, he's called, the boy that she's going out with is called Lucas Beinecke, and it's about the Beineckes meeting the Addams family for the first time, and the hilarity that ensues. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait. I'm so excited about it. I need to stop thinking about it, because this like excitement just bubbles up in me every time. So I never auditioned for NYT, but Pete has just auditioned for NYT, so that's cool. It is a comedy. Some of the jokes are very dark. Like, it's quite. If you've seen the Addams Family movies or the Addams Family TV show, it's very much like that. It's that same sort of like dark humour, because the Addams Family are quite not twisted people. They're very interesting people. They have a very interesting way of being a family. So there's some torture of family members, but they all enjoy it. There's just lots of sort of, it is very funny. The script is very, very funny. I don't really know how to explain it, but if you've seen the film, then if you've seen the story isn't the same as the films, but it's the same kind of humour. It's the same. The family and what they stand for and their whole thing is very much the same. Thank you, thank you very much, Kira Sharp. Let's go to the YouTube chat. What's over there? What's one show that you would never be in? I mean, I could never be in The Lion King because I have much too light skin for that. As much as I would love to play Nala, I know I never could. Thank you very much, Molly. I don't think there's a show that I would never be in due to me like being a snob, being like, I'd never be in that. There are lots of shows that I will never be in because I just won't get the role because someone will be better than me or more suited to the role than me. But no, I don't think there's anything that I'd be like, I'd never be in that. I'm a jobbing actress. I need the work. I need the jobs. What did I think of La La Land? I loved La La Land. I saw it back in October. I was invited to one of like the press screenings, and it was like there were bits of it that were like watching my own life on screen. Like, spoiler alert, hashtag spoiler alert. It's sort of. There's a little bit where Emma Stone's character is going through auditions like over and over and over again, and she's being sent up for things that she's not suitable for. Like at one point she's set up for like a gangster type part, and she's a very, very white woman. So she's obviously not suited to that role, but she's been sent up for it anyway, and she's like feeling really embarrassed, and people are just rejecting her like it's like she sent herself up for this audition and she hasn't, and it's like her going into audition after audition and just being turned down. And I literally watched that and was like, that is my life. Thank you so much, Sam Shablam. I think I've said that right. Thank you very much. You are now the #1 fan. That's really cool. And yeah, so I watched that and was like, oh man, that's lit. I relate to this so hard right now. And yeah, there's a big theme that runs through La La Land, which is what if? Like, what would have happened had we been together? What would have happened had this happened? And there are bits where you watch the what if play out. You see what would have happened. And I'm one of these people who asks what if all the time. There are like big moments in my life where I look back and go, what if? What would have happened had that been different? What would have happened had I said that? What would have happened had I made the decision I actually wanted to make as opposed to the one I felt like I was supposed to make? And it doesn't haunt me, but I do think about it a lot. Not a lot, but I think about it a decent amount. And I still do it. I still ask what if all the time about the smallest things. I'm just one of those people who constantly wonders where my life would have gone had I made tiny or big decisions. And a lot of La La Land is based around that. And so instantly I was like, oh man, like I'm crying. I know that I'm crying. It's like I sat with a bucket in my lap that's slowly filling up with my tears. Yeah, I am obsessed with it. Wow, thank you very much, Kevin D.K. Lee. Thanks. Yeah, just like bawled my eyes out, and then and there I decided that's my favourite film. My favourite film. And the reason I've not massively talked about it online is because Pete and I have some special things planned coming up. And so I'm gonna like unleash my love of La La Land onto you in a couple weeks. What else have we got? What else are people asking? I'm only going to be here for like another 15-20 minutes. I have read Perks of Being a Wallflower, and I liked it, but I wouldn't say it was my fave. There was something about it that I just didn't get on with. But I don't know what that was. I don't know why. Maybe I just read it in a point in my life where I wasn't captured by it. I don't know. Thank you, Molly. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I have never seen a show on Broadway. I went to New York a while back for 3 years, for 3 days. Yeah, I just went for 3 days and it was a business trip. But it was a really cool business trip because it was a business trip to go and meet Steven Spielberg. So, you know, I can't really complain that I didn't see a Broadway show when I sat in a theatre for 6 hours with Steven Spielberg. It's pretty cool. I have the picture somewhere, I can't remember where. I think it's on... I don't think I ever put it on my Instagram. I think it was on my friend's Instagram, but it was very, very cool. I still haven't seen Book of Mormon, but I am desperate to. But just theatre tickets are so expensive these days. So expensive. Someone's asking about the Arrow. It's a wall sticker from an Etsy store called Welcoming Walls. And it's really great. It's been up there for 2 years. It hasn't peeled off or bubbled up or anything. It's absolutely brilliant. So I recommend Welcoming Walls. I'm pretty sure that's the name. Peter's in the other room doing his thing. Questions, all the questions. I'm trying to think if there's anything around here that I can like show you. Is there anything here that you want to see? I don't know. What can I show you? I have this really cool thing I'll show you up here. So when I left Les Miserables, I'd been there for like quite a substantial amount of time. I'd been there for 2 years and 8 months, which is a very long time to be in like one show. And when I left, I got sent this. I got given this by Mr. McIntosh, which I thought was really lovely. And he's like, this is like a little message from him and his signature. So I have that sort of proudly up on my wall. That photo is from, I was there for the 30th anniversary, and about 5 months before the 30th anniversary, they did a photo shoot to put posters up in like bus stops and on the sides of buses and in train stations, and they picked a photo of me, which was really cool. It was me, the guy playing Andras at the time, Ashley Stillburn, and Rob Houchin. As a poster of those two, like, ready at the barricades. It was me looking very melancholy, pining after Marius, and there was one of Peter Lockyer, who was playing Valjean at the time, looking like a convict. So it was really cool. So yeah, I have like that lovely little thing sat there just to remind me of my time at Les Mis, and it was such a big achievement for me to be playing Eponine, because I was little Eponine when I was 7, and I'd wanted to play Eponine all my life, and I got to a point when I was like 15 or 16 and was like, it's never going to happen because I don't have the opportunity to go to drama school, and how can I compete with all of these people who are being trained to be Eponine, to be musical theatre actors? And luckily I just didn't give up, and I had a very, very strange series of fortunate events. And I would say that I'm lucky. I would say that I'm very, very lucky, but at the same time I know that I make a lot of my own luck. I believe you make like 80% of your own, maybe more, like 90% of your own luck, and the universe goes, all right, you've tried hard, here's the other 10%, and makes it happen. And you make your own luck by like taking chances and taking opportunities and saying yes to stuff that might put you out of your comfort zone or might not be exactly what you want to do, but it might open a door to what you do want to do, so you might as well just take that opportunity, and that's how you make your own luck. Yeah, I feel like I'm talking too much, but then again, that's the point of I need to get used to that. That's the point of a live stream. I do miss Eponine. I was very lucky to go back and play her in Dubai just before Christmas in a different production. It was a production, the Broadway production, which doesn't have a revolve. So it was really weird going into rehearsals and learning a show that I knew so well and yet didn't know at all, because it was all different blocking and like different. It was just a different production, so it was really weird to learn a show that I already knew so well. But it was so much fun to sort of get a different costume. Bits of my costume were different, and to get like a new feel for Eponine in a different setting. That was a lot of fun. And as much as I miss her, I do feel like I had my time. I had my time playing Eponine, and I'm done now. As much as I love playing her, I played her for a very long time, and I feel like I've closed that chapter. I wasn't able to keep any of the costume, no, sadly. I wish I'd been able to keep those gloves from Dubai because they were awesome, but never mind. Never mind. I do have like little bits and pieces of costumes and props from over the years, but I'm technically not supposed to have them, so. Thank you very much, Kira Sharp. It's very, very sweet of you. Someone asked me, how anxious do I get? In terms of what? Like stage or in general? Because I am a very anxious person. I know it doesn't seem like it. I think I hide it very, very well. Just in life. It depends on the situation. I get anxious and worked up about a lot of things. And unnecessarily so. I'm getting better. I think Pete helps a lot, because Pete's a very, very laid back person, and I sort of feed off of his energy, which is good. I'm so sorry, I'm yawning. I started to get very, very anxious about stage door, which I need to not do. Thank you very much, Jessica Jane. That's so nice of you. And Olivia Cola? If it's Cola, that's awesome. Thank you very much, Amy D, as well. That's nice of you. You're all so lovely. Oh my goodness, you're all, like, being really nice. Wait, that was LIDEWR. And James Bradley. You guys are the sweetest. Yeah, I've started to get very, very anxious about stage door. I was having this really interesting conversation yesterday with someone in the comments of my video, Are YouTubers the Worst? Thank you very much, Kira. Yeah, it was a really interesting conversation about like YouTubers and viewers. Thank you, Soph Punk Blackery. About YouTubers and viewers and like fan culture, and it's really interesting because like the point that I was trying to make, or like something that you know how you type or you talk and suddenly something comes to you that you've never thought about before. That happened to me when I was having this conversation. Thank you, Beth. Like, I've got this weird crossover of YouTube and theatre. And I don't know if anyone's ever had that before. I don't know if there's ever been a YouTuber with a large online audience who's then gone into a like very traditional media or a traditional entertainment world like theatre. So most YouTubers go to, thank you, Rebecca, most YouTubers go to like, 3 to 5 YouTube gatherings and events a year, like Playlist, Summer in the City, VidCon in America, VidCon in Europe, and I don't know, like some other, and like Comic-Con or MCM or something. So they'll go to like between like 3 and 5 or 3 and 6 events a year. However, do you mind having a chat? Oh, it's an ambulance. Someone might be in grave danger. Sorry. Yeah, so like your average YouTuber will go to like 3 to 6 events a year, whereas because of my crossover with theatre and YouTube, every single night at Stage Door becomes like a mini gathering, which can get really difficult because theatre's like I don't know how to I mean, I know how to explain this, but I think I'm getting myself into muddles and talking too much. When you go to a YouTube gathering, you're there to meet people. You're there specifically to have chats with people and meet the people who watch your videos and take pictures and sign things and spend time with the people who watch your videos. Whereas when I'm doing a show, I'm there for the show. Like, my job is the performances. And after a performance, my like main goal is to rest up for the next performance or the next 2 performances for the next day. Or I'll have to go home and get to bed because we've got rehearsals at 10 o'clock in the morning and then a show. Like, sometimes it's really full on. Like, sometimes we do like 11 to 12 hour days. So, gets tough. So it kind of, it gets a little bit difficult when you've got, like, say, sometimes that there's as many as like 50 people at Stage Door and all of them want the same interaction as a YouTube gathering, because that's where the audience have come from. They've come from YouTube and they're crossing over into theatre because I've crossed over into theatre. So they want like a 5-minute chat each. And even if they want a 2-minute chat each, that's 2 minutes per, like 2 minutes times 50 people. So it ends up being like 45 minutes to an hour and a half at Stage Door after my job has ended. I remember the longest I ever stayed at Stage Door was an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes, which was, it was a, a half term. It was a half term, so schools were out and lots of people came to see Les Mis. And I almost missed my last train. Charlie Quirk! Is that the Charlie Quirk who I know? Hi, Charlie Quirk. Nice to see you. But yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I enjoy Stage Door, but it's just not always possible for me to be there, which makes it really difficult because I hate disappointing people and I hate saying no to doing something. Yeah, and I get a lot of stick for it sometimes, mainly from parents, because obviously parents just want what their children want, and so if their kids like had their heart set on meeting me or someone at Stage Door and they don't get it, a parent becomes like protective over their child who's now upset. So it's usually the parents I get having a go at me on Twitter, which I find really hard. I find it really difficult. And I think what's made me anxious about Stage Door is the fact that because I have people be aggressive at me online because I've not been at Stage Door, I then worry that someone's going to be aggressive at me at Stage Door. And that has happened before where people have been like, aggressive, the word is aggressive. People have been aggressive at me at Stage Door. I remember there was one time where it was coming to the end of my time in Les Mis and I knew that I was going to be in Chitty. I knew that was my next job, but I wasn't allowed to announce it because I just wasn't. I wasn't allowed to announce it. I had to keep it secret. And someone got annoyed at me at Stage Door because I wouldn't tell them what I was doing next. They were like, so go on, what's next? And I was like, I'm really sorry, I can't tell you. Why not? I'm just not allowed. Yeah, but why? Why can't you tell me? I'm just not allowed. I can't say it. I can't tell you. Well, that's ridiculous. Why not? And I was like, I'm really sorry, I can't, like, I'm just not allowed to tell you, but can I get a picture? I was like, do you want one? You seem really annoyed at me. Oh dear. Sometimes just people get a bit aggressive about stuff, and then I end up feeling like I end up then just worrying that it's going to happen again, and then I end up getting really anxious about going out there again and it's like making a choice to put myself in a situation where I could have someone be angry at me, and gets a bit difficult. I've talked about this for far too long. I'm so sorry. Someone took me off on a tangent. Let's talk about something else, please. Getting hot and getting warm. How many auditions would you say you've been to? Oh, over my lifetime? Hundreds. It's got to be. Hundreds. And yeah, I was talking about this the other day. Like, my life sounds unbelievable because you only know that I've auditioned for something when I get the job. So you're like, oh my god, it's amazing. She went straight from Les Mis, straight into Chitty, and straight into Addams Family. I've had about 30 auditions for things in between those things. Or, like, running up to the end of my time in Les Mis, I had, like, 10 auditions for something. Only got one of them. Like, you know, every actor has auditions for stuff that they don't get. Even the biggest actors. A bigger actor would have got the job over them, you know what I mean? Like, there's always someone who's going to be better than you or just more suited to the role than you are. Like 99% of the time. And then it's that 1% that you will hear about, which then makes that person's career sound unbelievable. I am very excited for new episodes of Once Upon a Time. Pete and I have decided to watch the next one for over dinner. Pete? Are you going to do dinner?
Yeah, I'm about to get on it.
Oh, okay. I've been here for an hour now. Like, what's the average length of a YOUNOW show? Because Pete's going to do dinner. I might as well just stay here sitting and chatting through dinner. How long's dinner going to be? Okay, I'm just going to stay here until you say dinner's done. Love you. Is that alright with you guys? Is it alright if I stay for a little bit longer? Yeah? Huh? Yeah. I did tune into someone's YOUNOW today when they'd been going for like 5 hours. To be fair, she was an artist, so she was drawing. But I was like, 5 hours? That's a long, long time. Thank you very much for the applause. That's really, really nice of you. What can I interest you in? What can I show you? What can I don't know. What's interesting to you guys? Is there anything around here that you would like to see? I have a bunch of boxes over in that corner. It's nail polish remover. Good, good. Have a bunch of boxes over there at the moment because I'm planning to move out. We are planning to move out because this place is well small, isn't it? This place is well small. So, yeah, just need a bit more space. And so I need to get all of the crap that is in my flat out so I can get someone in to evaluate it and tell me how much this place is worth so I can start thinking about moving somewhere. That's a good, look at that. Yeah, that's a good, I mean, that doesn't actually look half bad. I look like some kind of like villain from Once Upon a Time, but
you know they usually come with that sauce to mix in with the thing. This one doesn't have it.
Okay.
But what we do have is the salsa, which is fine. So just have if I cook the chicken and peppers.
Wait, does it come with salsa?
Yeah.
Oh well, then yeah, that's what it's for.
No, I know, but we usually have the sauce that mixes in with the.
Yeah, but that's only because the packet tells us to. If it comes with salsa, then it's because it's something else. It's like a different kit.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm just saying. That's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Just do whatever it says on the packet. The salsa will be fine. I did make my sofa blanket. Hang on, wait, I'll show you. It's still like half finished. But I learned how to crochet a while back, and so started making a giant blanket, and this is it. I mean, it's not very big at the moment. It's enough to sort of wrap around your shoulders, or might need a wash actually. It's one on the back of the sofa for ages. But yeah, I just wanted like a big multicoloured patchwork quilt for the back of my purple sofa. So yeah, I'm well happy with it. It's currently 7 lines long, and I want it to be 10 because it's 10 across and 10 down. So much crime where I live, my God. So yeah, well happy with that. What else can I show you? What else can I talk to you about? What else is there? Oh God, falling over. This light's really hot and bright. You're currently on my writing desk, by the way. This is where I sit and write furiously and often shout expletives at a book. I get so annoyed. The amount of times I've screamed, "This book is going to kill me." It's a lot of times. How do you invent characters for your books? Thank you very much, Naina. Am I pronouncing that right? It's an interesting question because it's the same. I don't know what the answer is, because people ask me sort of like, how do you come up with ideas for your book? And I'm like, I have no idea. They were in my head one day and I wrote them down before they left my head and I forgot them. So yeah, like characters sort of like, I never really start a book without knowing who all of my characters are. Every now and again, like one character will pop up and be like, hey, I want to be in your story. And I'll let them be in my story if they fit, or I'll stick them in a drawer and they can be in a different story. I need to accept, and whoever reads my books, whoever's like planning to read my books in the future, need to accept that my books are weird. They have weird storylines, they have weird characters, they're all going to be magical, probably like they're going to contain magical realism. They're not going to be normal stories. And we all just need to accept that. Because in my last book, On the Other Side, lots of people were confused by the fact that, spoiler alert, if you haven't read On the Other Side, maybe switch off for a second or mute me for a minute. Lots of people had an issue with the fact that Evie Snow takes out her own heart and yet can still live. And I'm like, look, we started this book with the fact that she is dead. So you should have suspended disbelief before we got to that point. Before we even got to the bit where she took out her own heart. You should have suspended disbelief way before then, because this story started with a dead woman who is very much alive in the afterlife. So all of my books are going to be like that. All of my books you are going to have to suspend disbelief for, because they're all going to be weird as hell. Yes, I've stopped the spoilers. No more spoilers. You can turn the sound up now. Do I ever talk about auditions that weren't meant to be, or is that too personal? I think they're not personal. They're just uninteresting. Thank you, Molly, for the applause. I'm trying to think of things that I haven't got. What are things that I've been for that I haven't got? Like in the last... I'm trying to think auditions that I've been for since Addams, apart from the other day. I'm not going to tell you about the one the other day because I don't know what the feedback is. So, I auditioned for Mamma Mia years ago, like before I auditioned for Les Mis, and I was like a nervous wreck of a human being because it was like my first big audition as an adult with an agent. So yeah, auditioned for Mamma Mia, didn't get that. But like things like there's things about, I definitely wasn't right for that show because I remember walking in and it wasn't that I wasn't prepared, I just wasn't right. Because I walked in bright yellow Doc Martens with happy faces on the front, green tights and a black dress. And I walked in and everyone was dressed like it was like they were going to the beach, like they were in Mamma Mia. They were dressed in like crop tops and mini skirts and leg warmers, and they were essentially dressing for the part. Which some people do, some people don't. I've never been, like, I'll sort of hint towards the role that I'm going for, but I'll never like dress for the role. And yeah, I walked in with like loads of girls dressed in like Mamma Mia type clothes, which I was like, oh man, I ain't getting this part. But I went in and it was a good audition. Like I sang, never mind, I'll find someone like you, because they asked for a pop song that wasn't ABBA. So I sang that, and I sang it well, but I hadn't been in an 8-show-a-week West End show at that point, so my voice wasn't quite up to scratch, you know what I mean? I was also very young, I was only 19, and I just wasn't right for it. I just wasn't right for the part. If I went back now, I reckon I'd have more of a shot. But I also I'm not entirely sure if I suit Mamma Mia, if I'm totally honest. I have no objections to the show. In fact, I've never even seen the show. But I know I would love it because I love the movie so much, and I love ABBA, and I've got so many friends who have been in it and absolutely love it. But yeah, I just don't know if I'm. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But back then, I just wasn't right for it at all. Thank you, Molly, for the likes. That's very nice of you. Someone's asking me if I've read Good Omens, and I knew that title was... Oh my god. Everything just fell off my shelf. I knew that was familiar. I have it, but I haven't read it, and now I need to pick up everything off my shelf. Sorry. Oh, goodness me. Is that going to stay? Well, let's hope so. My pyjama flowers is lots of red snowflakes. My pyjama flowers? Pyjama trousers. That's what I meant to say. How long did it take me to get my voice ready for an 8-show week? Your voice is never ready for an 8-show week until you've done an 8-show week. You can sing as much as you want, but until you have done 8-show weeks for like a long time, like your voice, it's especially, it depends what show you're in as well. Les Mis is a hardcore show to be in for 8 shows a week, and it took me about 3 months before my voice went, oh, we're doing this for the long haul, all right then, let's actually do it. Any other big shows you've auditioned for? No, not in the West. I auditioned for Mamma Mia. I auditioned for Miz. I auditioned for the thing that I auditioned for the other day, which I'm not going to tell you about. I've not auditioned for any of like I've not auditioned for Phantom because I don't think I would. There is one that I auditioned for, but I'm not going to tell you what it was because again, it's one of these ones that's sort of like been left open-ended. So I'm not going to talk about that one. But I would love to do a musical film. Yeah, why wouldn't I mean I would happily audition for Phantom of the Opera, but my voice is much more suited to like belty roles rather than soprano, and it would take me a while to get my voice into singing soprano. Oh my god, when I went to see Celinda in that, I cried as soon as she came on stage, and that has never happened before. Like, I've seen Friends in shows a lot, and as soon as she walked onto stage, I just burst into tears. I was just so proud of her, because I remember, like, we were in Les Mis together when she was auditioning for Phantom, and I know how much she wanted it. Thank you very much, Leah. So I knew, like, what getting that role meant to her and what playing that role meant to her. And so as soon as she walked on stage, I was just filled with this, like, pride. Oh, it was so good. So good. I do miss Celinda. I miss her a lot. When did I last see her? I saw her for something. When did I see her? Oh, I saw her at the Alan Menken afternoon tea thing. She came along, which was really fun. Would you take a male role if given the opportunity? They don't usually give male roles to females. If there was, like, a special show where they were doing that, like, if there was, like, a reason, thank you very much, PVT Roberts. Yeah, if it was, like, a specific thing they were doing where they were giving all of the male roles to females, or, like, all the female roles to the male roles. Thank you very much, Cassia D. Am I pronouncing that right? Then yeah, I'd love to. If they were doing like a gender bender type thing, then why not? But it's not like the norm. No, he didn't. I think he dropped a knife. That's what that sounded like. I'm so sorry for yawning. My favourite word is tangerine. I think that's a great word. Do I prefer touring or a fixed theatre? Both have their pros and cons. I really enjoy touring because I enjoy seeing new cities that I've never been to. I love theatres, so I love seeing all of the theatres around the country. And I also feel like, thank you very much, Ella Mayo. I also feel like every time you move from city to city, the show, like, you're kept on your feet because every theatre's different, so all the sets have to sort of change slightly in some of the smaller theatres to some of the bigger theatres, so you're always kept on your toes because you don't know what's going to happen that night. Thank you, LEC. And different theatres have different exits and entrances onto the stage, like the backstages are all different, so every time you're in a new place, thank you, Simi J. Every time you're in a new place, you've got to learn new things, so it really keeps you on your toes and sort of keeps the show fresh. Whereas when you're in a West End stationary show, it's harder. It says, except, oh, I see. Thank you, Kirsten B. Yeah, when you're in a stationary show, you've got to, like, fight to keep that freshness there every single night because you're going into the same theatre every single night, the same routine. After a few months you get into a pattern. Thank you very much, Izzy. Phil is watching me. Hi, Phil. Am I interrupting your time? Someone did say that you were going to be on YOUNOW, so I'm really sorry, Phil, if I've taken up your time. I am going to be leaving very, very soon.
It'll be about 20 minutes. Got to put them in the oven.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to make it up to, like, half an hour. So we've got 7 minutes. Hi, Tyler C. Phil's watching.
Phil Lester. My God, it's been a year, it's been a day.
I know, I haven't seen Phil in a very, very long time.
Hope you're well, buddy. You've been giving good advice. I've been listening.
Thank you very much.
Been eavesdropping. You guys having fun? Yeah.
Yeah, Phil, I feel like it's time that we have another singing lesson at some point. Maybe you give me a singing lesson. Or in fact, no, like, because I gave you a singing lesson, so I feel like you need to return the favour and give me a lesson in something. I don't know what, but... Thoughts?
Do it. Alright, back to cooking. Okay. Bye.
Love you. So maybe one day, Phil. I would love to play Elphaba one day. Elphaba's like a dream role. I just felt my stomach rumble. I'm getting really, really hungry. Right, 5 more minutes to make it up to an hour and a half, and then I'm going to head off. But get used to these YouNow live streams. There will probably be another one before this week is out, because I really enjoyed this. Are you guys enjoying this? Is this really boring? Is this not what you're looking for? Maybe at some point I might, like, bust the ukulele out and do a bit of a sing-song. Not tonight, another time. But I really enjoy just, like, chatting, like, very, what's the word? Candidly? Like, having just a nice little, honest, fun, unedited chat. Unedited is the word I'm looking for. Unedited chat. That's nice. I enjoy that. Have I got any more tattoos planned? I mean, I do love a tattoo. Blimmin' love a tattoo. I probably can't get any more for the time being because I'm starting to run out of spaces that are hidden enough. I have 4 so far, and I think I'm gonna cap it at 4. And for the time being, I know when I'm like, I don't know, when I'm like 60, I'm gonna go into a tattoo parlour. Like when my acting career's over. Might be sooner than 60, but when I'm like 60 years old, I'm just going to walk into a tattoo parlour and just go, do your worst. Tattoo me up. Now. If Beauty and the Beast ever comes back to the West End, I would love to be seen for Belle. I would love to be seen for Belle. Yeah, I need to... I really, really hope, I need that to come back to the West End. I really hope that it comes back one day. Can't stop yawning, really sorry. Alan Menken. So for those of you that don't know, I met Alan Menken a couple weeks ago and posted the video of that meeting a couple days ago. And they say you should never meet your heroes because they might turn out to be assholes. But Alan Menken was the nicest. Just one of the nicest humans. Even before the cameras were rolling, he was like super, super lovely. Just one of the nicest men, and it made me so happy. Oh, it was so good. So good. Someone said I looked tired. I thought I looked quite nice today. Cheek of it. I keep yawning though. That's probably why you think I'm tired, but here comes another one. Oh god. But yeah, he was just... Alan Menken was an absolute dude. And, yeah, I really hope that I was in his version of A Christmas Carol just before Christmas in December, and he knew about the production, but wasn't able to make it. So I'm really hoping that one day I get to work with him. You know, like on a Disney thing, preferably, please. Fingers crossed. The chat's going too fast. Chat's going too fast. Right. 1 more minute, and then I'm going to have to go. Because Pete's cooking dinner. And I'm really hungry. I would love to be seen for Waitress as well. Oh, I love that show so much. I've not even seen it. I've just seen like their performances that they've done on various TV shows. And I love it so much. I would love to be seen for that. Might be too young, I don't know. But it's always good just to go along and be seen. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? have yet to listen to the Finding Neverland soundtrack. I would love to be in Heathers, but I don't think there's any plans for it to come over. But I'd love to play Veronica in Heathers. So good. So good. So yeah, I'm planning to do a lot more of these live streams. I'm definitely going to do one before the week is out. And I start rehearsals for Addams Family on Monday. So I'm going to do live streams through rehearsals to let you know how it's all going and what I've learned Addams Family wise. So thank you so much for coming to see me and having this lovely, lovely chat. I hope you've had fun. I've actually really, really enjoyed this. So, cool. Thank you. Not during school. It won't be like when I say during the week, it's not going to be like, it's going to be like this, like in the evening. I won't ever do it like before 6 o'clock because I'll be in rehearsals. So, thank you. I've had the best time. Definitely going to do this more because I really enjoy it. Bye. Bye.